And yes, we are back again in Train Sim World number 6. We're back to do some more of the Train Sim Welding. I don't know why I got so excited then. I think it was the music. Yes, we are back again in Train Sim World 6. Back again to do some more of the train simming because it's Train Sim World 6. And back again on the Riviera Line. Last time we did IET run, Voyager run, and Class 150 run. Trent's mum, thank you very, very much indeed. 13 months. Some say it's unlucky. I say that's quite lucky. Last time, yes, we did Voyager and the IET up and down to Plymouth. We did the 150 up and down to Paignton from Exeter. This time, going to start in Plymouth and do a HST run up to Exeter, then go down to Paignton in a 166, and then see if we can get back to Exeter in a 150. That's the plan. Good evening then to Trenty, to Tiger, to Semicolon, to Daz, to Shorty, to Nigel. It's quite common now. To McBonio, to Trent's mum, and to Chef Lad. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello. You okay? How you doing? This is going out on a Saturday. Because that's the day it goes out. There'll be links in the doobly-doo below to where you can get Train Sim World 6. There'll be a link down there to the Twitch page where you can watch live on Twitch, and a link down there to the Discord server. And it does still no, it doesn't. It says streaming Train Sim World 6, but Discord still says it's 4. Oh, it does. We're good, aren't we? Right. So the trains. Morristown is next week. We're going to be doing another one of those because I liked that train, the Arrow thing. Arrow! What are we looking for? Riviera. It becomes that one. There we go. Right, timetable. So I have got. That was good English, wasn't it? I've got all the routes installed, so I'm getting some layering. So if you have other UK routes installed, i.e. Great Western Express, Midland Main Line, you will get some layering, which is what I have. So we're going to do the HST from Great Western Express and do a run from Plymouth to Exeter. That's the one we're going to do. It's the 7th of October, so it might be a little bit dark. Layer of what? Cake. It could be cake. Yeah, so next week we're going to be doing this, the Morristown one, where we're going to do the Arrow 3 and do a couple of 4-line runs in that. That's a spoiler. Well, it's not. It's pre-warning you. I thought I was going to sneeze then. Pre-warning you as to what's coming. Okay. Shove my thing in. Stick it in forward. Do like a bit of cake. Have we got no windows, have we? Window. Well, it opens the doors. Windscreen de-ice, we don't want that. Spare, no, we don't want that. Headlights. Day. That's good. Headlights are on. Doors are open. So we are going to Ivy Bridge, Totnes, Newton Abbot, Teignmouth, Dawlish, and Exeter. Oh, I like this. We've got more stops. I thought it was just going to be the 2-stop thing. Screenshot. You're not in the station. How is the Stevie man tonight? I'm in really good mood. I have been for several days. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sure it'll all change. I'm sure it'll all come crashing down. You love running up and down this line. Well, do it in a train. Because running's probably dangerous, especially on the line. I normally do it in a station. Yeah, but then also the screenshot. We will wait to depart and then make our way with much dieseliness towards the places. The line isn't electrified, therefore reduces the risk. It's true, but probably, again, not a wise idea. We don't condone running on railway tracks. We're against that. Exactly. You know, some poor train driver would think he'd run over Postman Pat. And that, who can live with that on their conscience? Right, doors are locking. So Ivy Bridge and 11 miles. Or yeah, poor Jess. Jess would be therefore then orphaned. No, we can't condone that. Hi, Amy Lou. Right, let's get going. Yeah, so I'm liking this already, that we got more stops, because the last one we did only had 2 stops. So it did feel like a bit of a trek. So the plan is HST up to Exeter. We're going to do 166 down to Paignton, and then to get some announcements things and see if they are working fully, we'll then do 150 if we get time, hopefully. It might not actually. Well, as far as we can, but maybe try and get back to Exeter. There we go. That'll do. The Riviera Line don't say Cornish Station, so I had no problems with the Riviera Line. It wasn't working in the trains fully. No, it's fine on the IET or Voyager. Oh yeah. May as well turn them on. We shall see if we can do announcements, not announcements, the AWS thing. When it stops pinging at me, stop pinging at me. I do like the HST. There is something about it. Disappointed last time I went on one, which was just from Cardiff to Bristol. Steve turned on AWS. I put it on last time. I just don't do it in Germany. Because no one understands the Germal. No one understands the Germal. If there's something you're not gonna understand, it's definitely the Germal. Which is a Germal a German gerbil? Is that what it is? Alright, let's get a move on and make our way towards Ivy Bridge. I'm in a good mood, leave me alone. Hello, train. It's the Gerbil. Hans! Nies und Bumsi Daisy. I've been to Plymouth. I've been to the city centre in Plymouth. I've never been to the Hoe. I've not hoed. It's just the cliff and some grass, isn't it? Well, I can't. I'm doing this now. Oh God, hang on.
42 months already. How did this happen? I guess this happened when I found you on YouTube when looking for OMC video. Is Steve okay today? He seems to happy. Oh, what sorry.
Okay. Thank you very much, Connor. 42 months indeed. OMC video. Oh, hang on, we've got a temporary speed limit. The Westwood Hoe. I've been to Westwood Hoe, I think. Okay, we might not be slow enough for a temporary speed limit. Slowly-ing. Slowly-ing. More slowly-ing. Slowly-ing is happening. Slowly-ing. Less. Does Plymouth... Yeah, it's Plymouth Hoe. Is Plymouth Hoe? Yeah, Plymouth Hoe. It's a hoe at Plymouth. There's probably a... No, I'm not going to go down that route. I'm going to give myself choices of thumbnails. You never know which one it's going to be now. Will Steve stop? We'll find out in 8.3 miles. O in every area code. There isn't a Swindon. Well, no, I'm not going down that. That was a song, was it? I know a mouse, he's a very nice mouse. Is that the one? I know a mouse, he's a very nice mouse. I don't know why I call him Gerald. That's some lyrics. Which means it's probably a CVT. So a CVT transmission, it will just sound like the engine's revving high and you're not going anywhere, which is why one doesn't like CVTs. What's step 8 in the cookery instructions? So did we have 7 last time? Was 7 mentioning the buttercream? Because I can't remember if I did 7 or not at the end of the stream on Sunday. Seven was on Saturday. Okay, so it's step 8 then tonight. That's fine. You'll find out when I finish. I could just end now and do it now. Done. Short stream. Job's a fish. I didn't do one on Sunday because there was people in voice and I got embarrassed. What day was it we came up with the idea that everyone seemed to go quiet about? I'm not going to mention it because it won't happen, but there was an idea. I could mention it because it ain't going to happen. Saturday. Okay. I came up with one of these ideas that I do from time to time, and it ran away with me. And I think everyone that was in voice was going, holy crap, please don't do that, please don't do that, please don't do that, please don't do that. Did I get excited? Those have known me a while, and it happens on the streams as well, because I've got no boundaries. I come up with ideas live. And this was just one of those. Oh, I was going to retire. No. Right, we are flat out doing 67 miles an hour, slightly uphill towards Ivy Bridge. It would be a very strong bridge, would it, made out of ivy? There is a 60. Stop beeping at me. That's warning me of the speed limit. So we come off the power. That should be enough. So hopefully slow ourselves down. If you just joined, where have you been? I've been here 14 minutes. What's wrong with you? We're back on the Riviera Line. Started out in Plymouth, going up to Exeter in Le HST. Then we're going to go from Exeter down to Paignton in a 166, and then see if we get time to come back up to Exeter in the 150. We will see. How short is my train? It's a 4-car. How short is your train? Been very, very musical today. I started watching. I didn't post it in YouTube because no one's ever interested. Hello, train. Started watching last night an interview with David Gilmour from the Pink Floyd place, and then finished watching that at lunchtime today. So all afternoon I've been quite musical. Are they supposed to be longer? That's what he said. I say post on YouTube? Discord. Lucky colleagues. I have the radio on. I knocked it up a bit in volume as well. Normally I can just about hear it when I'm sat at my desk. Right, we have 3.5 of the miles to go to Ivy's Bridge. And when we get there, we're going to some other places. Was I serenade everyone? There was a bit of singing going on. Is Train Sim World 6... Apart from the beeping, Train Sim World 6 is still good, yes. Well, you know, Monday's gone, innit? Everyone has those Monday, like, ugh, it's Monday. So today was fine. Well, watching that interview with David Gilmour wanted me to listen to more Pink Floyd. I was like, I'm ready to listen to Dark Side of the Moon. No wonder it was raining. Yes, it was my fault. Today isn't Monday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. That's halfway through the week. It's even better if you finish early. I will ban you. I haven't banned anybody in a long time. Yeah, I do like this is a more frequently stopping service. I wonder if is that just because it's the HS? No, it's not HST. This stopping pattern must be also for the IET. I can understand the Voyager wouldn't necessarily stop at these intermediate stations, but would the IET? Or is this replacing like a 150 service? They're going to ban one a day, so there's no one left by New Year's Eve. There's like 400 people in the Discord. That may take a while. Talking to someone at work, and they said, I've got 2 weeks off for Christmas. They said, "What are you doing? Anything good then? You doing anything? Going anywhere?" I said, "No, be stupid. I'll just be sat at home, not talking to anybody for 2 weeks." They were talking about New Year's Eve, and they went to London one New Year's Eve, and it was just madness. So I can imagine probably New York's like that. I said, "When are you going to New York for New Year's Eve?" I said, "Yeah, right. Can you imagine the cost of going to New York for New Year's Eve?" No thanks. I could just pick just a random thing, just ban someone randomly from chat. Te HSTs running in Te South have been renamed as Car Saw Class 43s. I think Amy Lou failed at English there a little bit. Amy's been drinking, yeah. We're a little bit late coming into Ivy Bridge, but to be honest, I don't care. Amy Lou taking English lessons from Trent. Yeah. It's not a red, it's green. Or are you just saying red randomly? Or wandom wed? Trenty. Right. I can't remember what the brakes are like. I'm guessing we're going to find out any second now. Well, we're not, because it's even this will be... Stop beeping at me. Viaduct. What was that from? That was from... What was the viaduct one? NIMBY... Oh, God, that was a long time ago. That was one of those games that seemed like a great idea, then got very boring very quickly. When's Water Park Sim? Have a look in the stream information in the Discord, and it will tell you. Right, door is opening. Right, we've arrived at Ivy Bridge. Then we got Totnes, Newton Abbot, Teignmouth, Dawlish, X to St David's. I like Teignmouth. Got a nice little pier at Teignmouth. So a few stops to go. You don't have time. Feeble excuse. Right, Totnes. Yeah, I do want to come back down here in January, February, well, probably January. Make use of the GWR sale. Did it this year, did it last year. Day trip to Penzance. The wither seems to be getting a bit. The wither? The wither, yeah. Take the wither with you. It's withering. It's the cold. Winter is coming. I am unable to words this evening. Bill Withers. Lovely day. Well, that's my... Stop beeping at me. Oh, God. That was an annoying song. With the lovely day and the really long note. I bet he got really fed up of singing that live. I wonder if he actually did it live. Or whether it was just like a recording. And he just mimed that bit while someone pressed the button. Because you couldn't do that all night, every night, could you? I bet his family go, lovely day. And he goes... Now that'd be quite a lovely day. It'd be quite a high-pitched lovely day, wouldn't it? The weather is definitely getting a bit misty out there. Yeah, it's been a few months since someone did that to me. That's definitely getting a bit... It's supposed to be 8 o'clock in the morning. With 3 and the 4, 3.5, something like that. I'm looking forward to this in proper winter when we get snow on the ground and stuff. Put it on. No, because it's not snowing. It's October. There is no snow, therefore there is no snow. And if there's no snow, there's no snow. When there's snow, there'll be snow. When there's not snow, there's no snow. So when there's snow, we'll have snow. When there isn't snow, we won't have snow. So that snow to snow relationship is correct regarding the snow. If you're in Scotland. I'm not. I'm 7 miles from Totnes. What? Didn't you understand that? Winter's a different Renara, lad. Have I been sniffing the snow? Only Jon Snow. Some of it you did. You're new here, aren't you? You don't yet understand. Sometimes you've got to keep up. That is what they say in Game of Thrones. Winter's coming. We're just coasting. welcome to this line where we're going to coast our way down into Totnes. I do like Totnes. Stop beeping at me. Hergé's Adventures of Tintin. There was Tintin and Snowy. We had a dog called Snowy, named after Snowy from Tintin. Apparently it's Tantan in French, and the dog wasn't called Snowy, it was called something else. Anyway, you had the two. It's Trago Mills, isn't it? Not Drago. Drago's Malfoy. Oh, I watched the next one on Sunday. I forgot how good the Harry Potters were. Anyway, I digress as I do. There was is that the one with the two? Were they two of them? The English guys with the bowler hats. Was that Tintin? I've seen them all, but I was watching them again. Tones is my OMSI map. Is it Tones? Tintin the dog? No, the dog was Snowy. Milou. Yes, that was the dog in French. Well, it's Belgium, isn't it? Or no, am I getting confused with Asterix? In Belgium, in Tintin from Belgium. That was Mr. Ben. He was a weirdo. Come into my little room at the back, says the shopkeeper. Take all your clothes off and put these clothes on. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hergé was Belgian. There's Thompson and Thompson in the bowler hats in Tintin. There you go. See, welcome to Random if you're new to the streams. I don't know how we got to Tintin, but somehow we did. They had a band too. Rubber band? Rubber band man. Stop beeping at me. Anyway, we're 5 miles from Totnes, making our way towards Thompson Twins. Oh, what was their hit? I can't remember a single hit from the Thompson Twins. That says a lot, doesn't it? Tintin Tam Tams. It's different. There's all sorts of different Tim Tams. Doctor, doctor. Oh, that one. I never heard of it. I'm only 26. I haven't told you about her idea, have I? The one I thought about. We'll get to that. I'd be a crap stand-up comedian, or a good stand-up comedian, I don't know. That's definitely a bit misty. Hold you now? No. Right, we're now 4.5 miles from Totnes. It's definitely feeling quite wintry out there. I'm not going to look in the train room because I'm streaming. This is pretty much just a downhill coast. Who knew that Plymouth to Totnes was all downhill? My idea, yeah, it was definitely an idea. Do I champion the Wonder Horse? No. Why doesn't Nico just ask this in Discord? If he's posted his question in Discord. Just ignore him and he might go away. Yeah, really enjoyed. What one did I watch on Sunday? The Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Yes. On Sunday, which was rather enjoyable. I was half tempted to carry on watch the next one, but I didn't. That might be this Sunday's thing. I've never seen the ones that came after the Harry Potters. The ones that weren't that good. I saw the first one of those, and I haven't seen the second one. I don't know if there's a third one. Was there? Fantastic Beasts, whatever it was called. Fantastic Mr. Beans. No. Fantastic Beasts and yeah. Yeah, the first one, I just thought it was odd that it was set in America. I haven't seen the second one. Fantastic Mr. Fox. There've been 3. Oh, blimey. I'm looking forward to the Harry Potter TV series that's coming next year. I think that could be interesting. We have literally just coasted all the way from Ivy Bridge to Top Nest. Top Nest? I added a T in there that I didn't need. Have an additional T. T for 2 and 2 for T. Me for you and you for me. Is this thing on? Hello? Hello? Is it working? No. It's not on. Right, in 1.1 miles we have a 25 mile an hour limit. In no, we don't. In 1 mile we have it. Look, somewhere down here the limit goes lower. So we'll do the slowy down thing now. Would anybody tell you if we couldn't hear you? No. You just let me just carry on. To be honest, I'm used to it. I find myself talking to myself more and more now. I'm spending more time alone. Right, welcome to... Oh, we haven't got there yet. Welcome soon to Totnes, where the weather is misty. Is misty a weather? Plain misty for me. I speak to Planty more and more now. I told him to have a good day today. It's a plant. What's it going to be doing? Different with the budgie. The budgie would, move around the cage and stuff. Plant doesn't really do much. No, Planty. I will get to my idea, by the way. A couple of people, I think there were half a dozen of us in voice. A couple of people went, the rest of people just shut up and hoped that I'd stop talking. I'm not going to tell you, you'll have to wait. It's one of those ideas where in my head, a bit like the entertainment streams, in my head I think they're going to be great. And I'll enjoy doing it, and then it'll be a complete and utter disaster. Does it mean Trent is out of the house? No, I'm getting him out of the house between Christmas and New Year. We're getting him out of the house in February. What more do you want? Is it to open the Christmas room early? No. I think I'm going to make the Christmas room more exclusive this year. Because there's so many people in the Discord that don't actually post anything or read anything. I think I'm going to make the Christmas room a bit of a club. Sort of, if you're in the Discord and you want access to the Christmas room, you've got to ask for it. And then if you don't post anything Christmassy, you get removed. Right. Newton Abbot is next. Then Timoth, then Dawlish, then Exeter. I do like this stopping pattern. And move from the Discord or the room, or both. Steve taking people to London for New Year's Eve. No, God, no. No, I will be here on New Year's Eve, I think. Unless I just do something completely random over Christmas. I think last Christmas I booked... Was it last Christmas? No. We booked the January one earlier. I think it's about November we booked a January trip to Brussels. But I think it was over Christmas. I then booked the February one. House party at Steve's. That has been discussed. But no. Right. Newton Abbot. So yeah, when we get to Exeter, I'm going to jump in a 166 and take that down to Paignton. Purely to show you that if you've got other routes and you've also got the Riviera Line, you get these layers. So if you've got the Great Western Express and you've got it installed, and then you get the Riviera Line, you'll get this layer with the HST. And I think the 166 is also from Great Western Express. House party at Ed's. No, I am going to see Ed. Ed isn't well enough currently. I was going to go and see him in a couple of weeks' time. Unfortunately, he's still struggling, bless him. So I'm going to see Ed on the 29th of December. And I think it's going to be me and Trenty and Nico all going to invade Ed. And he suggested going out for lunch, which I quite like that idea. So on that Monday there won't be a stream. And I'll be going uphill. The Riviera Voyager works on a few of the Manchester Airport timetables too. Yeah, I need to look at that. I think next week I want to do the arrows on the Morristown route again, and then I want to look at like some of the other layering, so to see where the Voyager works, and maybe look at some other routes where you've got some of the other trains from this on that. By then we might get a few modded timetables and things out. I can't see it being that long. But yeah, I definitely am liking this route and Train Sim World 6 as a whole. Although it's not a hole, it's a train sim. A hole's a thing in the ground or in the middle of a donut. Other holes are available. I am a mole and I live in a hole. Route as in route, not route as in Groot. Oh no, Nico. You best log on to that really legitimate website and pay that money. I'd pay them more just to be safe. Yeah, absolutely. Best click on the continue button. I know it definitely comes from a legitimate, you know, it's definitely a legitimate website you have to click on. There's an email, well, even better. The ones that get me, right, I heard on the news the other week, is that people are being scammed because when they're paying for their parking, they're taking pictures of a QR code to pay for the parking, and then it's not taking them to the parking site, it's taking another site, and they're getting scammed out of money. And I'm guessing also potentially getting a parking ticket because they haven't paid for the parking. I wouldn't dream of doing that. I wouldn't dream of taking a picture of a QR code. Maybe it's me, but if I'm parking somewhere, most of them nowadays will have some sort of app. I've got a couple of parking apps that I use, so I'll go onto the app that I already have and then pay for the parking that way. Who's going up and just taking a picture of a random QR code? I'm guessing people do. Stupid people. Well, no, because if some people just like QR codes, I suppose. It's like the amount of YouTube videos you see now with scan the QR code on screen. No, my phone's on the little stand. I'm not picking up my phone off the little stand, going to the camera, taking a picture of the screen. By the time I've done that, it's gone. Well, yeah, youngsters who trust all the tech stuff. Well, more for them then for getting scammed. And who actually clicks on links in videos? I think I must have, of all the videos I watched, I can honestly say it's been less than, I'd say less than 10. Less than 10 videos have I actually ever gone to look at a link in the video. I've never bought anything from someone's sponsored thing. Actually, no. I used someone's code to get Surfshark. So yeah, I suppose I did, but not the sponsorship things. Everyone gets sponsored by Surfshark, don't they? Oh, I do kind of want to go to London now. I don't know if anyone watched Jeff's video yesterday. The new DLR trains are running. I like the DLR. You clicked on a link once and look at me here. Oh, that was a mistake. I could get Surfshark sponsorship help if I wanted to, but I'm not interested in that crap. And I have had a few sponsored offers, but no. New DLR trains. Oh, you've been on one. Came into service 8 days ago now, I think it was. Well, I was going to Manchester to see Ed on the 25th of this month on my long weekend. I might now go to land, and thing is I won't know where they're running or not. I haven't got a little train weirdo with me anymore that would be able to tell me where they're running. Right, we're at 1.9 miles. Yeah, memberships seem to be a thing. A whole £40 off a purchase. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if there is any way of being able to see which unit to wear. Thing is, I sort of get why YouTubers are doing the members thing. I wouldn't mind that if if the members thing was, say, an early access thing, if he put a video out on the members thing and you got it, even if it was a week early or something, then I'd go, okay, is there a benefit to that? You know, if it was like a once a week video or behind the scenes or whatever, then I sort of get the benefit of it. But will it become a point where you're not putting content on your main YouTube channel, which got you there in the first place, because you're trying to please the people that are giving you more money? You need to start dual streaming on YouTube and Twitch. No. When I started doing this, there was a discussion that should I have picked YouTube over Twitch. I only did it because I used to watch people on Twitch, and Twitch seemed the better platform at the time. To be honest now, I wouldn't want the hassle. Because yes, I'd get more viewers, yes, I'd probably get more subscribers, and yes, the YouTube videos would then increase in popularity and consequently more viewers, more subscribers. No, because I'd lose touch with people, and I don't want that. The Chug Norris of Train Sims. Thank you, Tom. Right, anyway, we are approaching Newton Abbot. Horse walks into the bar. Barman says, "Why the long face?" Oh, you meant Tom. Okay. We're only 3 minutes late into here. That's a lot of stops. I was listening to the announcements. So it stops at Whirl, it stops at Western Milton. What? So this service must have normally been 150 or 166. And it's stopping at Lawrence Hill and Stapleton Road. So all the small stations. Right, that's a hell of a journey, isn't it? Plymouth to Cardiff. Right, 4.8 miles to Teignmouth. Lawrence Hill. I used to work for Machine Mart, and their branch is right next to Lawrence Hill station. I went down there to cover one day and got the train. I think I left like half an hour early. And we used to sell megaphones. And the fire escape used to lead out onto the side of the station. And the guy that I was working with made an announcement for me still on the platform with a megaphone. Is there a setting for the announcements on Train Sim World 6? You don't hear them? Yes. They should be on by default. Or the train announcement ones you can turn on off depending on what train you're in. Obviously they don't work in this. They only work in the Train Sim World 6 trains. Settings audio, I think it is. Right, 4.3 miles from Teignmouth, making our way to Exeter, and then we'll jump in a 166, which is also from GWR, from Great Western Express and take that down to Bainton. I'd still love to see in this the ability to pick any train you like. And I'm not surprised, because it's probably difficult to do. It's a shame then that no one's been able to do it as a mod. So that instead of having the default trains, you can just pick another train. Because that would just be a game changer for me, to be able to do any route you like in a timetable, but in any train you like, and have it as a stopping service. He was travelling on Halloween last year. I asked why the trains take so long to arrive on Halloween. They're running with a skeleton service. I need a badum tish, don't I? Tomorrow, by the way, I haven't done this yet. I'm so bad. Naughty Stevie. What is it? Oh yeah, the water park simulator tomorrow. That's tomorrow. Thursday night is OMSI, where I'm going to be doing Bodenham. Friday night is something. There's no interest really in doing trucking on Friday, so we're not doing that. So there'll be something Friday night. Saturday night is more farming, and Sunday lunchtime, the Trent birthday lunchtime farming stream. Sorry, did I say Trent's birthday on Sunday? We didn't miss it. I've been messaging your mother today. That looks quite watery out there. No, you have. Yes, I have. What? No, you have. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, no, it isn't. He's behind you. Oh, really? Oh, I'm speeding. Trent's practicing for Panto. Glad that wasn't discussed on Saturday night. That would have gone a whole different way. See, if you join in with the streams, you get to be here on the after stream chats. That was a bit of a longer one. I think we're here till, was it gone 9 o'clock, wasn't it, on Saturday night? I know. It's disgraceful. Was it 9:30? Really? No, it wasn't that late. So when is the Steve Chess Panto performance then? I'll put it in my calendar to be here. I'm saying nothing. $436. Really? Was it 436? Why is Trent put 436 in chat? What's going on? Can someone send help to Trent, please? He's having some sort of breakdown. Just before 5 a.m. Hey, I've been at Stillman here at 3 a.m. before now. That was a long time ago. Back in the day. Before the war. I think I'll fall asleep if you stay that late. Well, no, we're not to invite New Year's Eve then. Right, lock doors. Right, Dawlish. Making our way to Exeter. I would like to do something. Where was I going with that? I'd like to do something. Where was I? What was I thinking then? Oh, Halloween. Need to find a scary game for Halloween. Because Halloween, it's a Friday night as well, isn't it? So we need to do something. Left 4 Dead. But it's just the 3 of us. Phasmophobia. That's quite an old game, isn't it, now? Stop beeping at me. The Last of Us. That's not really scary, though, is it? Shooty, shooty, bang, bang. Shooty, shooty, bang, bang. That was the goodies. Okay. Bing. Alright, braking for the 60. It's like Christmas, so we'll be doing the Christmas one in this. You remember the goodies? I don't, honestly. We do that again in this, which is good fun. I always need to start thinking about my Christmas streams. And the MP stuff, I think I need to try and plan earlier because of knowing who's around over Christmas, so it'd just be a load of single player streams. All the cities in Fernbus. Well, we talked about doing it in ETS2 if the coaches had been out by Christmas. So doing it over a number of weeks. I could relive Fernbus, I suppose. It's been a while since I've Fernbussed. What if we could do it in... No, I'm thinking now. No, I'm going to stop myself there. Right, anyway, we're 700 yards from Dawlish. Don't do it. No, I'm just going to stop and change subject. Do it, do it, do it. No, Frostbus. Is that a new game? Hello, good evening and welcome to Frostbus. Fernbus. What are you doing, man? That's us and all the places we're going. Well, we're not going to all those places. It'd be great if we could. We're only going to Exeter, which is the next stop. Sims 4. I didn't do that again, did I? Sims 4. That's done its thing. It would have been nice to see the kid go off to school, but that's done. It's like we're doing Water Park Simulator tomorrow, and next week I've got this whatever it's called. Before Exit gas station. I'm quite liking just doing a couple of weeks of a new game and then to go on to something else. I still would like to do a complete playthrough of something at some point. I tried doing the Harry Potter, but they got scared of the spiders and was no good at the fighting. So one day we'll find something. When did we do the one where you decide what's going on? That was last Christmas, wasn't it? We can't do that again. I can't believe it's October. As Duck Falls. I think As Duck Falls was a better one. Is it more recent than that? Did I do it over a couple of weekends then? I thought it was Christmas. Was it over the summer? Oh, blimey. I don't think I bothered putting it on YouTube, did I? Because I put it on there the first time round. Yes, we're not stopping here, obviously, because we're not stopping here. That'll be the way you can tell we're not stopping here, because we're not stopping here. Not because I'm deciding not to stop here, but because we're not stopping here. Yeah, we don't want to think about what you're doing in that truck, Tiger. They probably still haven't got the stains out of the seats. Can you tell what it... No. Can you tell we're not stopping here? I'd love to come down here on a winter's day. It was actually quite nice when we came down here in February this year and last year. So it wasn't really, you know, waves crashing up over the seafront type thing. Right, so back to Exeter. Should then get in a 166 and head down. That might be all I have time to do, you know. Because 166 is going to be a 50-minute run. That could be it. Plymouth to Exeter, Exeter to Paignton. Done. We may have to come back a third time and do the Riviera Line. Now that would be something. That's definitely a sign that I like a route. I saw the sign. Hang on, we got a 100-mile-an-hour limit coming up. I'm in a tuneful mood. Yeah. I'm in a really good mood. Twain! Hello, Twain! Shania, that's called. I know it's an old joke. I don't care. So yeah, Morristown next week didn't impress me much. Man, I feel like a train. Didn't she do that album? And I'm sure I had it. That's a sign of an age, isn't it, when he called it an album? Where it was like normal versions of her songs, like the album, and then another version of the same song on the same album, like a double CD type thing. Was that Shania Twain? That was quite good. I need to listen to Pink Floyd in the car. I think that's... I've been listening to Joe Bonabona's album for the last couple of weeks, going round and round and round in the car. I can't work out how to get a USB stick to work in my car, despite the fact I've had the car nearly 9 years now. So I need to get some CDs. I actually have to buy some CD burnery things. Good evening, Michael. I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. They fly so high. I saw today the Peppa Pig album has done better in the album rating than Taylor. What? Sorry, what? Peppa Pig has got an album, and it's done better than Taylor Swift. Thing is, and this is a generational thing, isn't it? That more people don't buy albums now. Oh no, I can Bluetooth music in the car. The car ain't that old. I just can't be arsed with that. So I just have a CD in. It's got an auxiliary input, Bluetooth input, USB thingy. But the USB thing I'm sure worked when I first had the car, because I remember putting a load of music on a USB stick and then it stopped working. I can't be arsed. Alright, 100 mile an hour limit. Room 101. I smell nice. Got a waft of myself then. Anyway, random. 3.6 miles to Exeter. I did warn you. Good to know. I don't know what I just do. I put a clean t-shirt on when I came home from work. And obviously that's had an effect. Hello, Twain. You smell like a care home. Smell like whatever it is I don't know, whatever it is I'm using. You shut my window in case it wafts here. I might wear my new trainers on Friday to work. You smell like a cannel. A cannel? What's a cannel? A canal? What? Are you... The thing with the humps? A camel? A canal? Or is it a camel that's fell in the canal? Is it a canal... A canal camel? You smell like a canal. Why do you smell like... Have you fallen in a canal today? This Trent's got no sense of smell. I had to tell him once. I actually ummed and ahed about doing it. We were away somewhere, I think. And I actually had to tell him that he smells. Trent, you smell. Do I? Yes. Oh, I'll go and have a shower then. Okay. What does one smell like? Trent. How was you supposed to know? Well, there is that. You used to have to tell our ex-comrade that as well. So you smell. And I'm not being anywhere near you when you smell. Right, there is a red. I know, I can see the red. I can see clearly now the red has come. I can see all obstacles in my way. That was a song that opened the... that was on the first episode of the Grand Tour, wasn't it? It was when they did the opening scene where they all drove across the desert and the band were playing live. It wasn't a real red, it was a pretend red. Yeah, the intro bit to the Grand Tour. I do have an urge sometimes, we can't talk about that. Also, to go back and watch some of the specials. There wasn't that many of the Grand Tour specials I would go back and watch. The Top Gear specials, yes. I have gone back and watched a few of them multiple times. I think our ex-comrade hadn't, although he liked Top Gear, hadn't seen, because they did a special called the Road Trip, I think it's called, that only came out on DVD, which is quite good. So we watched those earlier in the year. Something you watched, shocker. Another reason not to spend time with you. Right, we are arriving in Exeter. And only a minute and a bit late as well. Hey, that's not a bad bit of stopping. There we go. Doors are unlocked. Right, so that's the trip from Plymouth to Exeter. Now we will go back to the main menu. There we go. So 51 miles, 1 hour and 9 minutes. We stopped at some places at some times. We'll go back to the menu, and now we'll take the 166, which again is also part of the layering thing. So if you've got Great Western Express installed and you get a Riviera Line, you will get these layers, which gives you more things to do in more trains. There's also the 158 from the Midland Main Line, but there's not really a lot you can do with that. So yeah, you've got the 158, but it's all that is 1 minute moves and 2 minute moves. So not really a lot. It's not doing a full service. You've got the 150, which is a normal one, but we'll do the 166. And we will go from Exeter St David's to Paignton. If we can find one, that's going to be a faster service. We want a longer one then, don't we? Paignton to Exeter. There's not many of them, is there? We don't want to do an early morning run. That one then. Exeter to Paignton, there we go. 9:32. So yeah, that's going to be it then, isn't it? Only lost 910 points for speeding. I know, I is good, I is. Yeah, so we won't get to do the 150 then. We'll just have to come back and do some more. Right. Shove my thing in the hole. Oh, it's already in. Twist my thing around. Actually, I do like the 166. This is stock I'm running this as well, because there is a good sound mod for this. We have no bananas. Yes, we have no bananas today. I've always wanted to do the Cardiff to Portsmouth run on a 166. You've got a model. Hang on a minute. You didn't say you're into model trains. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, can someone remove him, please? Bananas in pajamas. Right, so stop in Exeter St Thomas, Marsh Barton, Starcross, Dawlish Warren, Dawlish, Teignmouth, Newton Abbot, Torquay, and Paignton. Hammer time. You ain't had the model railway out in a while, but it should be permanently set up. I want one. I've got an N-gauge pacer that Richard gifted me, and I haven't got a railway to put it on. One day, I do keep looking on Evil Bay for a pre-made layout. There's too many other things. Too many other things I've got that come in front of that. You haven't got space for permanent setup. Yes, you have. Do the shelf around the wall thing. Right. Oh no, we're single-handed doodah, aren't we? We only use one hand on this train, not two. She's gone to uni. She won't be back. When my brother moved out, instantly I nabbed his room and then used this room as my spare room, as my gaming room. It's like, right, we'll have that, thanks very much. She's back on work placement from January. Well, that's not going to uni then, is it? That's leaving for a couple of months and coming back again. Oh, hang on. There we go. It's like having a couple of months of peace and then it returns. Just my bloody luck if I get that sort of thing. Like, hello. Oh, Jesus Christ, I thought I got rid of you. Parents going, oh God, she's back. I did think it's amusing. A couple of times I've got a 166 from like Trowbridge back to Swindon, and they join the main line at Chippenham and then have to do the full, we're not stopping here, and then have to do the full dash to Swindon. And I always have these visions of them being chased down by an IET, because this thing's like as flat out as it can be on its way into Swindon. Actually, that went a bad bit of stopping and roughly on time as well. Right, so yeah, making our way down to Paignton now. We've done Plymouth to Exeter. Now down to Paignton into 166. Yeah, we'll have to look at some of the layering then to see where other trains now appear. And say it won't be long, I don't think, before we get modded timetables and things. So we will see the Voyager elsewhere. We'll see the IET elsewhere. There is an IET. Right, Marsh Barton coming up. I was there not long after the station opened. I did Reading, was it Reading Green Park, Reading Green Road, wherever it was? I was there on opening day on that. It was on the first train out of Reading into the station. and so I had to leave the house at like 4 a.m. or something stupid. Things you do for people. And also the one down in Bristol that opened last year. I was on the first train out of Bristol Temple Meads into that as well. But this one couldn't do it. So it was a few days or a week after. I did enjoy it, actually. I said I will always look back at that couple of years fondly. Some of to be on the first train into a new station, it was definitely something. I did get that part of the excitement of doing it. Yeah, I will always remember fondly those couple of years of being dragged around the countryside on trains. And I do miss it. I do miss the little weirdo. Right, we're now here at Marsh Barton. Definitely one of those, like, serves a... Some of the train might be here. Like, just a big industrial estate. They have some sort of recycling plant. Train. You going to stop? Thank you. I do like those announcements. There's been no confirmation yet as to whether they're going to roll them out across other routes, but they do make a difference. I know it's just a simple thing like an announcement, and some routes do have announcements, but I do like the fact that they are announcing your train. Can you extend the platform at Marsh Barton? Yeah. Right, bit of a run now then to Starcross. Six miles, making our way down to Paignton. I've always liked Paignton, so I used to holiday down there as a nipper or wall park, so Brixham. Then used to go for weekends away in Goodrington. Get down on the Friday, come back on a Sunday. Used to rent a little flat in Goodrington. Spent a fortnight down there once, me and the first important person in my life. And the first, I think it might have been the first Gran Turismo was out, or the second one. So we went out during the day, we came back in the evening and took the PlayStation with us, and then spent the evening drinking beer and playing Gran Turismo. And to a point where either I'd get up first or he'd get up first in the morning to continue on with the races before we then went out. And it was one of those where you had like a grid to tick off the races, and I like the completionist side of things like that. And I think one of the later Gran Turismos was the same as well. So it was like, right, you've got to get this car and you've got to do these races to tick that box, and it made you do it. And some of the long races we had to do, so we were just sat there doing right, you do 4 laps, I'll do 4 laps. So we were swapping the controller over, and it was awesome. And the woman who rented the flat from came in one morning. She had to do something or read the meter or something it was. Didn't question the fact that in the living room was a sofa bed and in the bedroom was a double bed. And we pulled the sofa bed forward so it was closer to the TV. So no way could you have made the sofa bed into a bed. Didn't question the fact that, hang on a minute, there's just one bed that's been slept in. And the sofa bed was in the middle of the living room. Like, oops. My parents used to go there as well. She didn't mention anything to my parents. But yeah, good times in Goodrington. Used to like doing the walk down. It was literally just where the row of shops is in Goodrington. You had a chip shop on the corner, and then there's a church. There's a block of flats next to the church. So you used to walk down the street, down like the track, the little lane, and you came out on the beach at Goodrington, and you used to walk round up the zigzag path and round into Paynton. Awesome times. 2 weeks away. Not a lot of money. I had enough money to have a few beers each night and lived on chips. She was broad-minded for the 80s. It wasn't the 80s. Yeah, so I do like Goodrington and Paynton. A lot of fond memories. And Cornwall. Let's go camping in Cornwall. Right. 2.7 miles from Starcross. He's going to put 70s. Mm-hmm. You haven't got a key to your mum's house? That's water. That's definitely water. That's understandable then, Michael. Yeah. Actually, no one's got a key to my house. If I ever lock myself out, I'd have to call a locksmith. Good thing I didn't give one to our ex-comrade, because that was nearly going to be a thing. So that's handy. If I lock myself out without my keys, which would include the car key, I'd have had to then like try and get to like south of London to get a spare key. It's like it'd be cheaper just to get a locksmith. Alright, we are now approaching Starcross. Get yourself a key safe. No, God no. Thought about leaving one at work. So leave one in my drawer at work. So worst case scenario, I can, get hold of someone at work and go, right, can you let me in? My boss only lives about 15 minutes walk away, so. Right, we have arrived at Starcross. I don't know if I've been here, I can't remember. I don't think we got off here and did the whole waiting for a train thing. I know we did at Dawlish, but I don't think I did here. I think this had already been ticked off. So yes, it looks like we'll get ourselves down to Paynton and that'll be it for today. I thought we might have had time to get back up to Exeter in a 150, but maybe we'll have to come back and do some more. The next week we'll certainly be doing the Morristown in the Arrow 3. And then yeah, we'll have a look at some of the other routes that some of the the Voyager appears on. And I don't think it'll be long before we get our first DLC. I think they said within a month of the game releasing we'd have our first DLC, which I think is going to be Carlisle Crew, something like that. Right, 2 miles to Dawlish Warren. Yes, road map's due on Thursday. Haven't had details of it yet. It hasn't been written yet, so I heard yesterday. I think they've been waiting to finalise what's coming when. And there's things I know that I can't tell you. I can't wait to be able to. Hopefully soon. Is the roadmap made by the AA? Right. When we leave Dawlish, I will tell you my idea. Which sort of snowballed on Saturday. I shouldn't be alone with my thoughts. I get excited. I like thinking of new things and suggesting things. A snowball is a good drink. I remember having them as a kid. It's one of those Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve things. Christmas Eve, we always used to go to my nan's, and then we'd open our presents at midnight, so Christmas Day, and my brother would come home from going out pubbing or clubbing, inevitably be drunk. I would meet at my nan's and we'd open presents and then walk home, and I'd have a present saved, so the big present would be saved till I got up in the morning. And I always remember having the little tiny glass bottles with the silver top on them of Snowball. We're gonna run the red, we're gonna run the red. That's 4. Oh, that was lucky. That was lucky. That was 4 breaks. It may have been close. Yeah, it's because we're indicating to go into the lay-by. Yeah, I've said this before, that Christmas Day wasn't really the big day when I was growing up, because my parents got married on Boxing Day. It was always that family would come around on Boxing Day and not Christmas Day, because that was the day you'd go and see mum and dad, or my family come down from Birmingham and stuff. So it actually worked out quite well, because people got to spend Christmas Day with their family and then came down to see us and stuff on Boxing Day. So Christmas Day was always just normally a play with toys, lounge about. That's why it's, to me now, it still feels like a Sunday, because it is basically. So you still have got the announcement here. I like the fact that it's quiet as well. We got to wait till 10 o'clock. We had to do this last time. Actually, I can tell you the idea. Let's go into a baldy check. We got a couple of minutes. I will tell you my idea here. Baldy! Oh God! Baldy, baldy, baldy! Baldy, 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 baldy! Do, 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 do. Baldy, hang on, is it some sort of bald person convention going on in Paignton or something? That's many of the bald people. We got the baseball, hang on, we got the bald convention going on in here. We got the baseball cap convention going on in here. And then these strange people that sit outside the toilet. I had to do that once. I think we were somewhere and I had to sit in like this seat here because at least you couldn't then see the toilet door. Can you imagine being sat here and then your door opens and you just get the aroma? It's like, eek. I definitely don't like these 3-seaty things. Yeah, eau de toilette, literally. Is it actually going round? No. Okay, let's get back on board. Oh God. Meanwhile, back at the idea. Right, anyway. The idea. At the end of the stream, obviously recently, I've started now reading out this thing. Which evolved from playing the sound effects thing to now me reading out a thing. Didn't do it. I did it on Saturday night. I had to tell everyone to shut up. And then I discussed, I think, Friday or Thursday, that when we had people in voice with us, it would be quite good to have someone else read it out instead of me. So I could have shared the, put it on my screen, shared my screen, someone else in voice could then have read out the thing at the end. Then it was like, I think I then said, I like the idea of reading a book. I thought about The Hungry Caterpillar. Obviously the first ones I did were the first lines from certain books. I'm guessing that's what we were waiting for. Then I think I suggested doing Harry Potter. And I think someone in voice said, well, maybe you should do all the voices. And I said, no, I couldn't do that. Or so I think it was like maybe Tony could do the voices or something. I was like, no, I couldn't do that. And then I started to spiral. And I think it ended up as going, you know what would be awesome? If we did some sort of play. Holy Zoinks, thanks very much for that. 4 of the months. That's very kind of you. Thank you indeed. A nice interruption as well. Yes. So the idea was, what if we did some sort of play where we had a few of us in voice, each of us had a different part, so almost like a radio play, but read out by us lot. So you wouldn't see us on screen. I suggested having maybe just like a theatre backdrop on screen, which then evolved into some sort of video image of like a window with snow falling outside, so you got something to look at. And the idea then was to do a play with each of us having our own part, and so all of us in voice would then read out our lines, and it'd be like an old-fashioned radio play, which is then why I posted in Discord on the Saturday night the script for A Christmas Carol. That was the idea. At the time, I was thinking that, you know what, that would just be awesome. A couple of people in voice were like, yeah, that'd be really good. A couple of people went really quiet. So look, it's one of those ideas that in my head, I think that would be quite amusing. And if I hyped it up like I used to do with the entertainment streams that were all a disaster, I think on the night, because you'd have to do it live, I think it could have been quite amusing to do. But yeah, I don't think it's going to go anywhere personally. But at the time, I quite liked the idea of it. So that was my big idea on Saturday night, was to do the Sims and Stuff players. But yes, alas, poor Yorick. We won't make you listen to something like that. See, I could sit here and just read a book. quite happily. Or do something like that, a one-man play, which is basically just reading a book. Once upon a time. Is it a play what you wrote? It is, yeah. Hello. Right, less than a minute then, after it kept us waiting here for ages, as we continue our way down to Paynton into 166. But yeah, I will be here all over Christmas, well, apart from the 29th. I will be here every day over Christmas. At the moment, I'm planning on 2 streams a day, apart from Christmas Day and Boxing Day. No, I couldn't find God Mode on Train Sim World 6. I did have it installed. No, I put the 5 version in, doesn't work. So yeah, I will be here Christmas Day. Christmas Day farming has generally been the tradition in the evening for those of us that are around that got no lives. Boxing Day will be here. New Year's Eve, I don't know what I'm doing. Part of me would like to go away for New Year. But I don't know. Especially now I'm not back at work until the 5th. Which is quite nice. Right, Dawlish, 1.5 miles. Let's get going. Although we got a red. So we've still got to wait for another train to come through. The ship is swinging. Well, he's got the money to be able to do that, I suppose. Problem is with stuff like that, people have done that for flight sims, haven't they? You see people with like flight sim cockpits and stuff. That's fine, but you couldn't really then use that setup, the trucking setup, to play OMSI or Fernbus, because you've got a truck cab. So the only thing you can ever play with that is ETS2. I'd rather just have a wheel, gear shift, screens. Right, down to Dawlish. So we are following that train that I'm guessing is going to be stopping at Dawlish. Which means it's going to hold me outside Dawlish. And it's been a while since someone's done that. Right, in we go. Were you having a Trent moment then, Michael? I did wonder what you were twittering on about. Oh yes, we've got a red at the end of the platform, so... Oh, IET. Double IET. You had to use a voice typed. Are you that lazy, or are your fingers that fat that you can't type on a keyboard now? How could your phone or computer understand you? That's why it obviously didn't, did it? Oh, that's brakes. You're using a tablet. Maybe you need to have one of the little blue ones. It's quite interesting when they're doing the renovations to this station and the seawall. Network Rail are actually putting out videos showing the progress of it all. It's actually pretty interesting to watch and see how they were getting on. Oh God, there's an image, Michael. Thank you.
Great Western Railway service to Paynton, calling at Tinmouth, Newton Abbot, Torquay and Paynton.
That's us. Yeah, that was a good thing they did. You know, not a major thing, and a few people have complained that there aren't that many new features in this. I wasn't a fan of guard mode in Train Sim World 5. I think I did it once, twice maybe, and it's not something that I would ever do. But this had something that, without doing anything, you've got that addition. And thankfully I've turned off the train faults now, but kept on like the trackside fault. So you're still going to get red lights holding you up. You're still going to get the temporary speed limits that I quite like. But unless they do something to minimise the train faults, I don't think I'll ever be turning the train faults back on. Again, good idea, but you wouldn't get that many in that short space of time in reality. Because if that was the case, then there'd be no trains running. Yeah, I'm going to have to re-look at mods now. I had quite a few mods in for Train Sim World 5. Obviously, the only one I've got in now is the controller one for 6. So hopefully a few of them will be starting to be ported across. So I'll have to start looking at a few again. Okay, McBone. Yeah, I'm not saying I won't go and do it, but it just doesn't interest me, the guard mode thing. I do want to do the dispatcher one. I'm not sure how long the scenario is, so maybe that's something we'll look at next time or time after, or I just do it for YouTube, because people are now saying that, you know, is that going to be another mode? Because that I could cope with. I think that would be quite interesting. Again, I haven't seen any footage of it. So if you were dispatching trains, so imagine that on a busy station. I think that would actually be quite cool. And I think guard mode would be a lot better in multiplayer. You know, 2-person multiplayer. So one as the guard, one as the driver. I think that would be more enjoyable. Because, you know, from a streaming point of view, I think that would be quite funny. Me driving, someone else guarding, and then the other way round. Me being the guard, and, you know, train driver not being able to leave until I've shut the doors and done the buzz. And then going and check the tickets thing. I think, you know, that would open up something. Whether we'll get that in 7, we'll have to wait and see another 11 months. Michael could be Steve's guard. But he hasn't got a PC, has he? So it'll be slightly difficult. Yes, it must be the dispatcher mode then that you use the... It must be a scenario. So it must be on this line. I'll have a quick look when we get down here to see if it is. And if that's the case, then I'll do it as a video. Or we'll do it when we come back and do this in a couple of weeks' time. I don't normally do scenarios. I like doing just timetable runs.
Great Western Railway service to Paynton, calling at Newton Abbot, Torquay and Paynton.
Yeah. How is something so small so enjoyable? Hang on. I should have reworded that, shouldn't I? Right, Newton Abbot. 4.8 miles. I really do like this line. The fact that you've got those two bits, and now I know that there's more of a stopping service on the Plymouth bit, and I'm sure it won't be long before someone does a timetable mod for this to either increase the services or to give you a stopping service on the Plymouth bit that stops at all the stations. Because that going that way then would mean both sides of this are full stopping services. And I think that would then just, it makes it a really interesting route. But I'm looking forward to the stuff we got coming. You know, we got the Tadami line, we got the Portuguese route coming, we've got Crewe, Birmingham to Crewe coming, and then Crewe to Preston, Crewe to Preston, is it? Coming. So the only bit we won't have is Milton Keynes to Birmingham. I'm sure someone will do it at some point. God, can you imagine the confusion on the Tadami line? Because we're going to get announcements, I would have thought. Not going to have a clue what's going on. And I will be sacked. Because, you know, lateness. Does sound good. Exactly, Michael. Did we have one of them in Train Sim Classic? I've done one of the Japanese routes. That was really good. Was that the Tadami line? No, that was the Shakira. I called it the Shakira line, didn't I? That was good. Shakira, Shakira. The Wacky Races line. Now you are showing your age, Colin. Whenever, wherever. That's what he said. Whenever, wherever. Right, Newton Abbot is next. We have a 60. Yeah, I've definitely got to start thinking about the Christmas streams. I think if the farm's carrying on to be as enjoyable as it currently is, I think I'll see farming a little bit over Christmas. Trucking is very up and down at the moment. I'm really enjoying trucking. The problem is we're not getting many people that want to do trucking, which is a shame. So we'll look at other things as well. I wanted to look at adding mods into ETS2. You know, adding like some mods to make it more realistic. Yeah, again, I'm not knocking anybody, but it is one of those things. Obviously, there's only so many things I can put on a Saturday night, which is the one night most people can join. You've been in A&E? Oh dear, not good. Right, we are arriving at Newton Abbot. There is a red in front of me. That's no longer a res. Well, at least not a broken rib. Right, in we go. So yeah, I need to plan Christmas streams because it ain't gonna be long before it's upon us. Never had ribs. It's the whole eating round the bone thing. Months in be well, it won't be long, is it? You can't get boneless ribs. That's not a rib then, is it? It's just meat. I was discussing with someone at work today about taking time off. I said, well, I've got 4 week this week, 4 week next week, then a 4-day week, then a 4-day week, then I got 2 4 weeks, then a 4-day week, then a 4-day week, and then it's 3 4 weeks, then it's Christmas. So it ain't long. Alexa, how many sleeps till Christmas?
It's 79 sleeps until Christmas. Santa has a Christmas cracker joke he wants to share with us.
What is a librarian's favourite Christmas song?
I don't know.
Silent Night! Ha 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 ha!
Another cracking joke, Santa.
Come back tomorrow for another Christmas update. Ha 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 ha!
That was bad. That was really bad. Wouldn't you like to know, Michael? Yeah, 79. Well, 70 is 10 weeks, isn't it? It won't be long. I've been putting the heating on some days now. And I reckon another like week, 2 weeks maybe, and then the heating will be set to come on in the mornings and the evenings. Right, we got a 60, so we got Torquay, and then Paignton, and we are done. With a capital D for done. Done, done, done. And then we find out at the end of the stream how it all ends. It's electric blanket. I used to have an electric blanket when I was a kid because there's no heating in the house apart from a gas fire in the living room. So it was a case of warm the bed up before you went to bed. I like a cold bed now. I like getting into a bed when it's cold. So I'm not one for pajamas or wearing anything in bed. So sometimes it's a bit between getting undressed and getting in bed. Can be a bit chilly. And in the winter it is quite nice staying in bed until the heating's kicked in, and at least when you get out of bed it's warmer. Oh, I have one of those smart plug things that tells you how much energy you're using. When I went to the smart meter, they gave you one of those to plug in, so it told you how much energy you're using. I think it was plugged in for about 2 minutes, and then it got unplugged and put back in the box because it's scary. Like, nope. I could probably save a fortune on my electric if, like, you know, downstairs currently lights are on. Well, the USB lights are on. There's a lamp, 2 lamps are on, 3 lamps are on. The TV's on. The Xbox is on. The laptop's on. Phone chargers, I've got multiple of them around the house, are always plugged in. I'm not one of those that goes around and switches things off by the switch, so all the electrical devices are always on. Yeah, I could probably save a fortune if I was one of those people that went round and turned things off by the plug. But you spend all your life going round turning things off by the plug. It's like, no. Our ex-comrade, I think when he went on holiday, the only thing the mother left on was the fridge. Everything else got turned off. You know, alarm clocks, the internet, everything. My dad's adage was, what's the point of having money in the bank, like in the winter? Why sit there cold? If you've got money in the bank, put the bloody heating on. What's it going to be, another £1 to run the heating? Just pay the bloody £1. Rather than sit there wrapped in a blanket with a bloody woolly hat on. Mine will be after the stream. I'll put mine on for an hour. Yeah, I do, Nige. Weekends, my TV goes on at like 6 in the morning. So does the Xbox. So does the laptop. Sometimes if I come up here and do a thumbnail or something at, say, 8 o'clock, all these screens and 2 computers and everything will be on until after the stream in the evening. But my adage is my electricity bill's been the same for the last, 7 years. It's gone up, like, because it does. But it's not like I'm suddenly going, oh my God, I can't afford to pay the, 160 quid a month it costs me for gas and electric. Yeah. I don't smoke, I don't go out clubbing. I don't go on exotic holidays. I haven't got an Ethan to pay for anymore. Sod it. Put the heating on. Right, we're a mile from Tor. Then it's Torquay, and then it's Bainton. And then we are done. It might be different when I retire, if I don't find a man to look after me. Or move in and split the bills. Then it might be a case of, oh crap. That's what winter fuel allowance is for. Not that bloody old. The guy at work the other day was saying about cars. He's just about to do another 5-year lease deal on another car, and he's like, well, I retire in like 9 years, so yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to do another one after that. He said, what I might do is save then, and when I retire, buy a brand new car and have that, last me. I said, you know what? I said, knowing how little my old man used his car in the certainly the last couple of years, I'd be quite happy when I retired if I end up on the south coast not having a car. As long as I could get to the shops, do some shopping, I'd be fine. Oh, my cupboards are severely bare. I was going to clean out the freezer this weekend, but forgot all about it. I could probably take the contents of my kitchen cupboards and fit them on,
Platform 1 over 10,
or certainly one shelf in one cupboard.
Service to Payton, calling at Torquay and Payton.
Why have food in the house? I don't need food in the house. I got enough food to survive the week, and then I go and buy more food. Why have extra food? There's no point. You see, this Australian renovation show that I watch, their kitchens are huge, and you see these like makeover shows where they've got like 15 cupboards in the kitchen. Oh, there's not enough cupboard space. How much cupboard space do you need? I've got a double cupboard on the wall which has got plates, cups and glasses on one side, and the other side is bowls. Above that I keep my mini cheddars for work, and above that is my breakfast biscuits. So I could probably fit that lot and the contents of all my food in one double cupboard. I got under the sink is under the sink stuff. Then I've got another double cupboard which has got like there's a food mixer in there, God knows when, and like the tub I take to go on holiday with me, which has got like tea bags and tea towels and stuff like that. That's it. I don't need 20 cupboards. I haven't even got any drawers in my kitchen. So I haven't got a cutlery drawer. Do you have a C under the sink? I do have a C under the sink. I don't have a P under there. Yeah, no one needs a fridge that big. I've just got a standard fridge. It goes under the counter. And yeah, again, 2 shelves of that are pretty much empty. I'm thinking there's milk in there. There's like I can't believe it's not butter. There's some sauces in there. And I keep like my lunch chocolate biscuits in that thing at the bottom you're supposed to keep salad in. Well, it does depend how many people in the house. When the folks were here and I was growing up, then yeah, of course there was always loads of food because there's more people to feed, and Dad would cook and Mum would cook, and when it's just me, I don't want for many things. I don't need a house this big, really. It helps if you put the right stuff in the fridge. It does help if you put the right stuff in the fridge, and I have. That's squeaky. Look at you with the water dispenser. Posh git. Right. The run to Paignton. You may have nearly put milkshake powder in the fridge. I can imagine you're the sort that will have milkshake powder, Tiger. Why did I not imagine that I could just... Oh dear. He is Mummy's little soldier, isn't he? I buy the food I need for the week. Once a month I do an Iceland order. Once a week I go to Tesco's, pretty much buy exactly the same thing each week, and I'm done. I do put the chicken in the cupboard. Well, I did it once. Oh, what I thought I'd lost the other day. Oh, my curry on Saturday night. I bought my curry on Saturday morning from Tesco's, which is obviously chilled. I went to do it on Saturday night. Couldn't find it. I was like, oh shit, what have I done with that? Is it still in the bag? Where have I put that? But no, it was there. It was underneath the pasta in the fridge. I was like, oh, thank God for that. Mr. Matey is bubble bath, Tiger. I'd love to get a bath put back in. If I decide to spend some money on the house next year, I think the bathroom's where I would start, and I will get a bath put back in. My showers, I think, probably going to be needs to be replaced. Then it's one of those electric ones. Did I cut out the middleman and throw the curry straight down the toilet? No. Tonight was pizza. Tomorrow night is corned beef and mash. Thursday night is pasta. Last night was my ready meal. Same things every night. What am on Sunday? Oh, chicken burgers Sunday. Of spicy chicken burgers from Tesco's. They weren't very spicy. Right, the run down into Paynton then. And we are done. You use that Aussie shampoo. Of course you do. Because, you know, Head and Shoulders wouldn't do it. Slow cooked beef with carrots and peas in red wine with mash and veg. I like the idea of that. I wouldn't do it in red wine because I'm not a fan of red wine. And the mash, yes. The veg, not so much. Have you not seen his length? Well, no. Oh crap, 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 oh crap. We're going to do the run from Torquay again because we liked it so much and it delays the end of the stream. I did that on purpose. Yeah, so you get more of me. More of me. I just use Head and Shoulders. And the old tingly lime shower gel. That wakes you up in the mornings. We'll miss this after New Year's Eve. Do you honestly think I'm going anywhere? I told you, I'll do this as long as you guys keep wanting me to do this. You lot stop watching, I'll give up. Cheerio then. See ya. Bye then. Thanks for coming. I'm not turning on the driver assist now. You can sod off. Shall we send the P45 in the post? Wow, much a bit like the amount of love Trent was showing me last week. Go on, retire then. Say we're watching. Oh, there is that. Please don't go. Please don't go. Babe, I love you so. And I want you to know that I'll stop there. Right, the downhill bit. There may be a red at the bottom. There may not, but there may be. We have a yellow at the top. Right, that is the yellow one. After the yellow one could be a green one or another yellow one or a red one. It's a red one. Spin the wheel. Sometimes you stop watching and just listen. See, I could just read a book, couldn't I? I could just be sat here just... Well, I do sit here and talk absolute drivel for 2 hours. Never go on a long haul flight with me. Or a long car journey.
Oh, yeah.
DU underscore Rolex Daytona 25. You're not a watch. Thanks for the follow. It'll be fun. We can't even get you to a bloody meet-up. Captain Scaredy Pants. 2 of you bottled it. Because of issues. Yes, mental ones, which I totally understand. Let down Colin. Exactly. Right, there's a red this time. I'm going to remember to stop at it. Maybe. Throw the sand down. It's in the sand. Oh, now you go yellow, you scumbag thing. Right. Through the crossing as we go through the keyhole. Who lives in a house like this? David, it's over to you. The clues were there. 26. Right, into Paynton. Now for our viewers at home, here's whose house it is. Well, if you're going to be buried somewhere, why not be buried there? I watched next episode of that, the one with the guy that plays the Hulk in the Marvel films. My God, it got good last night.
Great Western Railway service to Paynton, calling at Paynton only.
What was it called? Shut up. Task. That's the one. God, it got good. Why has Nico messaged me? You sent me a QR code for Wikipedia. Another message going, click here for a free lotto ticket. Thank you, Nico. Okay, another person to block. That was ages ago. I've already looked at my phone. I've been busy. The hack. Now, I could talk about the hack. Oh, there's an offer. The hack, the bit with David Tennant in the hack, brilliant. The thing that ruined it for me, and I think I said this the other day, there's two different storylines going on in the series. One about the phone hacking scandal, and one about a murder. The way they've done it, rather than we're doing 4 episodes about the phone hacking scandal, 3 episodes about the murder. The first episode is about the phone hacking scandal. The second episode is about the murder. So I started watching the second episode and going, wait, what? Am I watching the wrong episode? The third episode is about the phone hacking scandal and carries on from where the first episode left off. The fourth episode is about the murder again. And then the fifth episode is about the phone hacking scandal. I'm like, what? Why have you done this? I thought about skipping the murder one because it wasn't that interesting to me and going straight to the phone hacking ones. I've only got 2 episodes to go now. Anyway, yeah, the hack. It's worth watching, but you got to stick with it. Yeah, Day of the Dispatcher. Take the role of a station dispatcher at Plymouth Station. I may do that as a YouTube video then, 20 minutes. We'll see how that goes. And then maybe we'll do it on a stream. Want to make 2 series? Yeah, I don't know. It's good. The phone hacking one with David Tennant is really good because he breaks the fourth wall. He talks to the camera and he's explaining to the camera what's happening. So the first episode was immense. I was like, I really like this. And the second episode just confused me. So yeah. You know what no, I'm not going to say it. There we go then. We will end there. Next week we will do the Morristown route. Do some trips in the Arrow. And see what we can do there. Next stream tomorrow night. Back doing some water park simulator. And that'll be it in that for a while. Because the week after something else. Don't forget you can join the water park tomorrow. So stay tuned. And you can be a customer in the water park. And be an employee as well. We had an employee last time. That's tomorrow night. Thursday night is OMSI back in Bodenham, where Tiger's joining us on Thursday for that one. Friday night is going to be something. Don't know what yet. We'll find out. Saturday night is definitely going to be some farming. And then Sunday lunchtime, Trent's birthday farming stream. On Sunday, and we'll get on with it, and then back on Tuesday night for more Train Sim World 6. So there we go. So thanks very much to you lot then in chat for keeping me company for the last 2.5 hours. To who did things? Oh, I can't read that far down. I've got to run the bloody credits now. Hang on. Thanks to the Rolex person for following, Trent's mum, Connor, and Holy Zoinks for resubscribing, Tom for the bits, Trent and Nico for doing feckle. Thank you indeed. There we go. I will be back all by myself again to get wet tomorrow in a water park. Until then, if you have been, thanks very much for watching. Stay tuned for the end. Step 8. Dust with a little icing sugar before serving. Keep in an airtight... No, keep in... No, you can do it. I can do it. Keep in an airtight container and eat within 2 days. There we go. In 8 short steps, you have learnt how to make a Victoria sponge. And who says these things aren't entertaining?